All right. Sorry about that, guys. Welcome to Monday, August 4th. Everybody can hear me, see me okay? Thumbs up if you can. Is that a yes? I didn't see any thumbs up from anybody who I see live. Can you hear me?
All
See me?
good.
Okay,
We
good.
can all good.
Yeah, we
Appreciate
can
it.
hear.
Okay.
All good, Nico.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right. We're good to go then. What is going on in crypto world? Let me share my screen. Man, everything is taking a while to update today. Anybody having any issues with Femex being slow today, or is it just me?
Yes, definitely.
All right, so we gave I did put a long signal in the Discord yesterday at 58:57 a.m. because what was happening obviously is this is my cell phone screenshot, so it's harder to see, but this was the all-time high 123. We consolidated into this big bull flag and we dipped down and bounced right on 112. It actually dipped to 111,755, I believe. It wicked through, but it bounced on 112 basically and started to climb. Right here, you can see the wick through, and this was the previous all-time high. And then since then, that was right here. Since then, we have climbed up and we got back into the downward, I mean, uh, the overall channel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of this because it's different on my laptop. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a parallel channel here so you can see it nice and clearly. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Too many lines going on here. Get rid of this green one. All right, so what we're coming up to right now, this is all positive. We're in the green. Those of you who took that signal. I have two open positions, but I basically just did the same trade on Bitcoin on a USDT margin and on a Bitcoin margin. So up about $496 on this on the way back up, 13%, 19% respectively. And we're in profit right now, and it looks like we possibly are coming back into the overall channel or the overall flag. We do have some resistance here. This is the next major resistance on the way up, which was the support here when we first came up to this level. We zoom in rather, I can show you. Right about here, we broke through it and held as support, and we came all the way up to the all-time high 123, and then we held this flag, but we also wicked down to that line right there, boom, and then stayed in the flag until right about here, whereas we did wick down to the bottom of the flag, but we also came back up and had resistance right there on that red line, broke through it, had support, broke through it, resistance, broke through it, support. You can see by all those little candles. So we have resistance, 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 support, support, breakthrough, resistance, breakthrough, support. So obviously that is a line, and then we bring it closer. You see we wicked down to it here, touched it, bounced, lower high, fell through, retested as resistance, came down a little lower, came back up, retested again as resistance, and then dropped. And that's how we got down to 112. Now, as we're climbing back up, we hit the bottom of the flag. Resistance, 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 breakthrough, support, And now we're starting to climb up again. If I put that right where it's supposed to be, right here, we broke through, hit this upward trending yellow line right on the nose, wicked right up to it, came back down, wicked down to that as support, came back up, resistance, breakthrough, wicked all the way up to here, but not quite to that line. So I think we're climbing up to that line next. That was the previous support and resistance that we were just talking about. And then if we break through that, we could be on our way back up to the top of this flag. A lot of other things are going a little nuts. Let's go look at XRP. I believe XRP pumped from 260 or something like that all the way back up to $3. Where were we down here? 272, all the way back up to over $3, $3.08. And consequently, hitting the very top of this widening channel and right on the nose, probably going to break through. This was major resistance and support, resistance, resistance. If we break through this, we're probably going to pump back up. You know, I don't have a crystal ball, guys, but this is what we look at when we're looking at support resistance. We came down and we hit major support here. And if we look, what was this level? It's pretty much it's not really just a straight line across. It's usually a zone. So if we go and look at what that zone is for XRP, you'll see, look at that, boom, right there, right on the nose. And then if we take I could do a parallel channel, I guess. We'll just do a little parallel channel and we'll come up right up to, oops, that's not what I meant to do. We'll come right up to there. So oops, right there. So we had support on the top, breakthrough, resistance on the bottom, breakthrough, support, resistance. So this is a zone. We broke through, held a support, broke through resistance, went all the way through it here and came back. But if we come current, I mean, I could go back further with this. In fact, I will. We'll just take it all the way to the back. You'll see we had resistance here. We went all the way through to the top. So there is somewhat of a zone there. So we just bring that forward all the way to the current situation. We had resistance here. And this is the zone that we're kind of bouncing in right now. Check, we came down, we hit it. We went right through it here. Resistance and then support. Resistance, support. Resistance, breakout, support. And all we did was come back down to it to test it. Support, breakthrough a little bit, but we never made it to the bottom and then climbed right back out. So this is a zone, and we came back down to retest that zone. And now we might be climbing out. I hope we are. I hope this is it going into the week here. This is Monday, and possibly coming back up to, I wouldn't say all the way back up here right now, because there's a few roadblocks we got to get through, which this one is the next major one right here, which is at the $3.28 zone. That was obviously resistance and support and resistance here. And we also broke through this upward trending support on the way down, retested it, and it's possible we'll come right up and test it here. If I put this right there and put this right there, resistance, support, resistance, that's probably somewhere in this range. We will probably come up and test this out. And if not right there, then maybe right up here somewhere. Would probably look like this. XRP, and then let's look at Ethereum, because they're all kind of correlating right now with Bitcoin's pump back up. As you can see, XRP fell below the major support level. Major support here. Let me get rid of some of these lines. On this red line, support, resistance, dropped all the way down to this zone. I would say this zone right here. Because we did pop through this and we came back down and retested there, and then we retested here. So this is the bottom, this is the top, and we came down and we hit it, boom, and then wicked through a little bit, and that was it. We climbed out. So we hit this little support zone here. We're coming back up. And one thing to note, though, however, we do have a giant M pattern on Ethereum, but it did also drop quite a bit from the top. So I would say, if I were to guess, man, 20% maybe. Let's see. Let's just see. I don't know, quite 15%, 14.8. 14.8% drop on Ethereum from the top. That's a nice little consolidation. And this is proving to be climbing out pretty nicely right now. What are we coming up to right here? We're coming up to major resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. So, yeah. If you're ever wondering if your line's in the right spot, just look to the left, guys. Go back and look and make sure that it's got all these little touch points there, and you will see. And then it's obvious. Why is it stopping? Like if that line wasn't there right now, and you're wondering, like if you don't have any lines drawn and you're just looking at this and why is it stopping right here? That's why. You go back and look and you'll see there's major support and resistance at that level. And then once we get through that, we have a little bit more here, and then we have the top up here. Yep, Monday's being Monday. Is my upward trending support orange an accurate trend line? Jeff, let me look. Yes. In BTC inverse perpetual futures contract on 4-hour chart, we have support. I mean, you can move it up a little bit so it's touching both of these right there. And then it definitely broke through underneath and it's coming back up to retest there. So yeah, looks good. Let me go back and look at mine just to make sure it looks the same. Who's on the 4-hour? You're welcome. It might be that it didn't on. I mean, are you on the? Let me go back and look at that. Are you on USDT or Bitcoin? BTC looks like. I mean, you're on TradingView, so that's not even because sometimes it's a little different when you look at it on the actual trading platform. But that would be this line right here. Touch that, and that. Not just this bottom wick, but that one right there as well. And then we bring this up, and on mine, because I'm on a BTC margin, the chart might look a little different. Let me just zoom so you can see it. So on mine, it looks like we hit it here, wick down to it right here, wick through it here. I mean, hit it again here, and then retested, came down and touched this line right here at the 112 or 111.7, and then popped right back above it. So on mine, when you zoom in, we retested that upward trend line, and now we're breaking to the upside. So guys, that's a pretty good strong support line, as you can see, going all the way back to down here when we were at 74.5. And then if you take that, whoops, let me just clean this up a little bit because I don't like all these lines everywhere. Just bring that right to there, and then we got the next support level right here that we're coming up to, which is the 115.8 next resistance level rather, and then the halfway line. The halfway line is the line that remember I said that sometimes when we come up to the top and we hit the middle line and we come back up, there's a good chance it's going to break out, because usually the breakout of the top of this usually happens after we hit the top and then retest the center line before we break out. So what that could entail, what could it look like here, is we come up, we hit the top, we come back one more time, halfway, bounce, and that's it. We're out. And then as far as the breakout goes, I still have my line up here. This is where I think we will end up. Probably somewhere in the 128 to 130 level range. Once this breakout happens. I mean, it is possible, guys, that we have to break out of the flag, and then we would have to break all-time high. So it certainly is possible that we do break out of the flag and we hit the all-time high, and then we come down again first and maybe continue this apex. But and it also is possible that we hit the all-time high, boom, and then we come down and that's it, and that's a double top. That's also possible. I'm not going to rule it out as impossible. I'm just saying that, I mean, every time we have a flag like this, look at this one. We wick down just like we did on this one. We wick down to the previous resistance. Boom. Broke through the upward trend line slightly just to hit it, just like we did just now. Wick down, broke through the upward trend just to hit that green line, which is the previous resistance. Look at this. Boom, 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 breakthrough, retest, breakout. Boom, breakout, boom, and then we break out. But even when we broke out of the flag, we still came up and hit that resistance first. This one, we hit it, consolidated a little bit, and then pop through. This one, we could hit it a little bit, consolidate, and pop through. This obviously wasn't the top because we did not have a double top and drop here. We didn't have like this thing where we hit this and then fell and went out. Obviously, we had more to go. And that's what I'm anticipating to happen here as well. I think we got more to go for this bull market. And I think, I don't think we're done yet. I think 128, 130 is next on the horizon, but we do got to get through this. We got to get through this flag, and then, which looks like this when it happens. We come up from this big drop, like what's happening right now. We come up, we hit resistance. Here's by the way, here's that first resistance. We just hit it. We're hitting that flat line right here, which would be this one. And then we break through it. And then we get to that center line, hit it as resistance, break through it, hit the top, pull back, hit it again, resistance, come back and retest the center line. And then that's it. We break out, retest, and then climb. That's what I'm hoping to happen here. Very similarly, we come up, we hit the center line, we might pull back a little bit, we break through, boom, consolidate a second, break through, go through center line, hit it, go up, retest, break out, and then go up. KC, yes, stochastic. Let's look at the stochastic RSI on the weekly. Let's go over here. This is my trading view. And by the way, on trading view, guys, here is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we are still having resistance under this line, but as you can see, we had a nice pullback here, and now we're pumping back up. And a lot of the and really, if you look at it, what did we actually come down to? Right here, we came right to previous resistance, resistance, support, resistance. So that's all we did. We have major resistance coming back up to this level. We broke through support, hit the top, came back down to retest the support. Now we're climbing back up. Now that has happened before. We hit it, resistance, we broke through, came back down to retested, climbed back up, came back down to retest, climbed back up, came back down to retest, and fell through. But the fact that we came all the way back down to retest the bottom upward trending support right here, a couple times now, going all the way back. Wick down to it here, wick down to it here, wick down to it here, and then finally break back up. And we are coming into the apex, guys. There's not much room left for this. So we're either going to have a big pump to the upside on Bitcoin. We'll probably have the altcoin season pump up, start to go. Bitcoin will rally. It'll be its last final big hurrah for the bull market. And then altcoins will start to shoot off, and then will be, it'll be considered, as they call it, altcoin season. I don't like to say altcoin season is a guaranteed for sure thing every time, but it looks like everything's lining up like that. So as far as the stochastic RSI goes, we're going to look at that right now. But on the weekly, we did have a red dot here on the weekly, interestingly enough, on Market Cipher that just happened, which is interesting as the things start to pump. So let's see if that changes. Let me get rid of that for a second and go to RSI. I'm going to pull up both and the stochastic. Here's the regular RSI, guys. It's still doing its bearish divergence. Now I am in total market cap right now. So let me go back over to Bitcoin. Oops. So on Bitcoin, we still do have bearish divergence on the regular RSI. And we also, this is notable, we did also come down and cross over the moving average. That's technically bearish, guys. I mean, that's not necessarily a good thing, but that happened. We are on the weekly and we got 6 days left. This is the weekly time frame, but also not good here, guys. On the stochastic RSI, we got the blue line crossing the orange line to the downside, went through the dotted line, which is the RSI at the 80, and the orange line is following it, and they are getting wider apart. Bearish also. Now, this all was happening while we were dumping over the last week, over the weekend, basically. So let's go back, because all that happened during this. But so this is the time that for everything to change. During this week, if the price gets back up to these levels and breaks out, then what we will see is we might see one more time another reversal up, and it might look like this, because you do see here we do have a high and then a lower high, and we could have something where the blue line crosses back up again over the orange line and then makes another run for it, comes back down over the orange line, and so on and so forth. And then we have a situation like this where we have lower highs and lower lows on the RSI. But this getting below this yellow line generally is not good every time that happens. Also, keep in mind, when we're looking at this right now, when I go to lower time frames, it looks great. We're hitting the upward trend line. We're going to pump out and break a new all-time high. But when we zoom out like this on the weekly, guys, we did not even come close to the upward trend line yet on the overall chart, going all the way back to 15.5 down here. And we also did already hit the overall arching. We actually went through it. If I put this in the right spot, if I find the right spot here. Seems to change on me every time I adjust it. This is the major one. This is the major trend. Let me just make that darker there, because we actually did go through that. And it's actually easier to see on this chart here. If I zoom out, This yellow line right here, boom, this is the 2021 bull market top. And we hit it here at 108K. We double topped here at 109. This is when we dropped all the way down to 74.5. We pumped all the way back up and hit it again here at 112. Consolidated all the way back down to this line, broke through it, went all the way up to 123 and came back down to retest. So technically speaking, we did get above this line and held a support. And then we wicked all the way down to the 112 again. And now we're trying to climb back up. So we got two lines to get above. Let me just zoom down a little bit. Zoom in, I mean. So we have, and it looks like we're trying to get about above it right now. So we hit this upward trend line support. We're climbing back up. We're back into the flag. And we also hit this yellow line as resistance. That's the overall one I told you that we got above. And we're now getting back above it, which is important. We need to stay above that. I'm actually kind of surprised when we broke through it here. I'm actually surprised that we bounced at 112. I did say, you know, in my signals before, I was saying we do see some rejection under the bottom of the flag support. This is a bearish sign for the short term. We could be seeing a drop going into the weekend to the 112. I mean, I did call that right on the nose, but I even said, and even as low as 109 to 110 levels, should you short? Question mark. Probably not, as this can reverse anytime in this price range as we are approaching the 112 resistance as support. It can be a quick short scalp only if you know what you're doing, but better to wait for the bounce. I will certainly let you know if I think the bottom is in. And that's what happened here. This was the zone I was given. This was this whole zone here, the 109 to 112. Looks like we came right to 112 and we whipped through to 111.7 and then popped out. So that was pretty accurate, but and then I gave the signal to go long on that bounce. But when you look at it here, I was also in my mind thinking if it actually gets below this yellow line, which at the time was like 114.5, 114, and holds as resistance underneath it, that's why I was saying we could possibly come down to 109 or 110, because I was worried that if we get below that line, then we're not holding above this. Then it will just be another long consolidation down again. But we just wicked down really quickly to 112 and bounced right back up, which is pretty positive. And so far, anyway, that's what's happening. But there are some things on the higher time frames, the RSI and the stochastic RSI, that are still looking kind of bearish. Can't lie, that's looking kind of bearish. But then again, it has been for a while. To be honest with you guys, there's been times when we were coming down here to the 75K zone from 109 that I was thinking that's possible that this was it. This was the top. I was very careful to say that. You know, I always gave the if this then that, because I'm never 100% sure, but it was looking kind of that way because that's a long way back down. That was a 20% drop to the downside, and we did have that again. We did have that again here, guys. So we do that kind of regularly if you look at it. So on this one, we had another one here. That was 12%. And then here, this was only 10%, 9.5% or so. But that's a nice big consolidation pullback from the top, hitting that not only the upward trending support, but this major previous resistance level of 112. And guys, when you're looking at this, it's not just where we touched at 112 that makes it resistance. It's the fact that we not only did we not get through it at 112, but it took so long to get through back up to it. So that knocked us down a peg, weeks. So from May 21st all the way to July 9th, month and a half, 6 weeks or so before we actually got back up to it, and we still hit resistance before breaking through. So all we did is just come back down and retest that, which is good. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to move this in a little bit. because this might be the last, this one, I can't do that. This might be the last hurrah of this bull flag. And the reason why I say that is because we hit the upward trending support. Now it is possible to hit it again like this. We could just go up, hit the top of that, hit the bottom here, and then break out, hitting this line again at the exact crux of the middle line of the flag and this center line here before we finally break out. But I wouldn't be that surprised if that happened. Happens sometimes when we hit that line and bounce and then come back down and retest it. Hit the line and bounce, come back and retest it. Hit that line and bounce. Here we did kind of retest it and we wicked down through further. So I think that's done for now. So I think we could hit the top of this flag over the coming 24 to 48 hours. Casey says long signals on most all time frames on Market Cipher. Are you talking about for Bitcoin? Let me go back and look.
Yes. From the 12-hour down.
I mean, I'm on the weekly right now. There's a big red dot right here. Let's go to the 4-hour. Oh, you said from the 12-hour down. On the 4-day. Okay, I'm on the daily. Let's go to the daily. The daily, we do have a green dot at the bottom right now. That's positive. We did have that was that big dip right there. Boom. That's long. 12-hour, long, 4-hour, long, but that was when we hit the bottom right at 112, guys. That was a perfect entry. Yeah, so anything lower than that is too late. I mean, we're already up. But yeah. Joe B, does altcoin season by definition typically mean transfer of liquidity from the BTC markets into alts? Yeah, kind of. Bill, you want to answer that? Are you on?
Yes, sir. Yeah, eventually what normally happens, and there's no guarantee, like Nico said, Bitcoin's price will stabilize and we'll see Bitcoin dominance go down at the same time. So the price is stable, but volume inflows decrease. And that's normally when we see the money start to flow into altcoins. Ether will raise, the ETH Bitcoin ratio will go higher, but we're not really there yet.
Yeah, it's not quite there yet. We do see Bitcoin dominance kind of losing its grip, but I'm not sure that that's over yet.
Nah, Bitcoin's got to stay pretty stable, not
Yep.
jump around like it does or like it has been.
Any other questions, guys and gals? Let me just look. There might be some I didn't answer yet. Keith says, think of it as large cap stocks that cycle to mid cap to small cap stock rotation. Yeah, I mean, we have usually typically how it goes, guys, is we got Bitcoin climbs, hits its all-time highs, starts to curve, the bell curve happens, altcoins start to come up. They come up with Bitcoin, but once Bitcoin starts to wean, the altcoins then have their moment in the sun. And once they start to wean, we got the micro caps. They start to go, right? So that's kind of the cycles there, typically. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, I want to incentivize you guys in addition to obviously trading crypto renegades. And by the way, what I'm about to ask you, you don't have to do. Let me just go back to my, you guys see me okay? What did I do
Yes,
here?
sir. Yeah, we can see you.
because I see you, Bill.
Yeah. I don't know. I see you. I don't see your screen though.
You see my face talking like live?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Oh, okay. That's weird because I see your picture, your photo in the middle of my screen.
That's weird.
Let me go. I must have done something strange here. Let me go.
I see you, Nico, right now.
Okay, good. Okay, that's
Now I
probably
see.
Bill was talking. Now I see Tommy. All right, all good. All right, guys. So yeah, so listen, I have one thing that I'm working on now is our YouTube channel, my YouTube channel that I've been. So I do post videos. I've been doing this for years, guys, like just posting videos, teaching, kind of just giving little educational tips and tricks here and there for crypto and trading, but never really anything too much, right? Unfortunately, I'm upset about it. I really wish I would have started many years ago, really, really taking it more seriously. We've done quite well with Crypto Renegades. We got a lot of great people in this group over the years without social media. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have social media and I have Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all that stuff. But I'm really just taking it more seriously now because that is something that I should have been paying a lot more attention to, providing a lot more value out there. But the reason I'm bringing this up, guys, is if you want to help out, if you want to contribute a little bit, I'm going to ask you to, and you don't have to, by the way. I'm not begging you. I'm just giving you the option to help out. And if you do, then I will be happy to thank you and appreciate that. Because here's what I'm going to just share my screen here and show you something. Because it does help the algorithms for YouTube and the problem is because I don't post that often on YouTube. When I do, it's kind of treating me like a new page because I don't post that often. And so, but I want to change that. Obviously, I want to get to the point where I'm getting, the algorithms are saying, all right, people are watching this, Nico, let's share more of this and show this to more people. And so, I'm going to just go to my page here and show you what I mean. All right, so not a big deal. I'm going to share my screen. So I'm not gonna post any links and say, hey, go to this link and like my videos or share, any of that stuff. I'm just going to tell you that if you search my name, if you go to YouTube, just go to YouTube, open up YouTube and go to the search bar on YouTube and just search my name and then go to my page and then like a video or comment. Even better if you comment, because if you comment, hopefully a positive comment as well, preferably, obviously, but I'm not telling you what to do. You can comment anything you like. But the reason why I'm saying, because I'm not bribing anybody. But if you come here and you comment, maybe your experience in Crypto Renegades or something like that. There's no negative comments right now. This is a new video. I only posted it 2 days ago. But I have like 3,600 subscribers, which isn't bad, but that's over like years and years and years of me not, barely posting. So this video I just posted has 140 views just from 2 days ago. Not terrible. It's actually ranked better than my last 10 because I haven't been posting. But what I'm asking, guys, is if you go search me, the reason why I want you to search me and find me on YouTube instead of me giving you a direct link is because it shows YouTube that you're searching for something specific about crypto. And then when you find my page and you actually like this and comment, that would help the algorithm share it to more people. And those who I see doing that, I will definitely or send me a message, send me a DM, let me know you did that so I can go look for it. But that would be very helpful. Now, again, you don't have to do this. It's going to grow naturally on its own because I'm going to be more consistent. But feel free to watch anything and like anything and comment, and I would be very grateful for that. I already have a community here. Obviously, you guys could help with that. And obviously, if you have any kind of social media or anything that you want to get off the ground, or if you want anybody's help with that, you have a community of family and friends here that can go and like and share your stuff. As long as it doesn't go against my personal beliefs, obviously, but anyway, with that being said, if you guys could help with that, that'd be great. And then other than that, we're going to be doing some more giveaways and probably another challenge. You guys don't need the challenge because you're already in the mastermind, but there was something I wanted to say. Oh, interviews. I did get a couple messages. I haven't mentioned it a few times. I would like to interview. You don't have to be hugely successful. You don't have to have made any ridiculous gains. I know there's a lot of you in here that have already, and I already interviewed you. But if you are open to that and you're willing to just hop on a quick Zoom, 5 minute little me just asking you a couple questions, kind of interview style, about your experience, that is great. And I would need your permission, obviously, to use that as and I would just post it on YouTube. I'm not going to use it in ads or anything like that. It's just basically just sharing it on YouTube. So if you guys are open to anything like that, if you're getting benefit by being in Crypto Renegades, or you feel like this could help other people who are trying to learn how to trade crypto, then, and you're open to just being interviewed a little bit, that would be very helpful for me. And I will be grateful to that as well. And I'm telling you guys, anybody who, wants to go above and beyond and do anything like that, I will make sure I take care of you in other ways. Now, again, that's not a bribe. I'm not paying you to do it. I'm just letting you know that it'll be very helpful for us.
Hey, Nico.
Yes.
Yes, I'll be happy to do that YouTube thing. Is it shareable, like on my Facebook page? Can I share it, or do you want me to do that?
Yeah. So, whoops, hold on one second. Am I still sharing my screen? Let me go back. Yeah. So once you're on YouTube, once you're here on YouTube and you're watching my channel or whatever, if you want to share this specific video, all you do is you come here to the share button right here, you click it, and you copy this link. And you copy this link, and then you go to or you can just click share on WhatsApp, share on Facebook, share on TikTok. You can just share it directly to but the easier way for me is just copy the link and then go to your Facebook page and then share it. But if you're going to do that, guys, don't forget that you can get a referral affiliate link inside the Crypto Renegades Mastermind School channel, for those of you who don't know. And if you're going to share the video, because if they just go to the video, guys, it's okay if you do it. I mean, I appreciate it if you do that. But if they go to the video and they click the more button down here, right here, they can register for the webinar. Right here, they can maybe book a call with us or something like that. But if you share it on your own social media, then you might want to use your affiliate link as well and say, hey, if you're interested, click this link. And that way you get credit for referring someone. But yeah, by all means, use our videos that we've already spent time and energy creating to get people interested, rather than them just taking your word for it. But use your personal referral link, which you can get right here in the Crypto Renegades School. Let me just go back to the school classrooms. You just go into classroom here, Crypto Renegades, and go to affiliate program. And you can register for your own affiliate link. And then you would just, when you share a video like that, you just put a little paragraph saying, hey guys, I've been in this group, blah, blah, blah. Use this link for more, if you're interested in learning more. And then, of course, you would get credit if they ever join the Crypto Renegades Mastermind. That makes sense? But thank you, Angie.
Yes, that makes perfect sense, and consider it done.
All right. Appreciate you. All right. So, but again, guys, you're under no obligation whatsoever. And it doesn't go against you at all if you don't do that. I'm just asking if you feel like you've gotten benefit and you want to help other people and you want to share with other people, please do. I would appreciate it. That's all good. And then let me go back to the charts here. Thank you, Cheryl. Appreciate you. Thank you, Graham. Ted, thank you. Keith. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate you. Joe, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and subscribe to my channel too, guys, because it's not just a sales pitch to get people to join Crypto Renegades. I actually teach a lot. I talk a lot about strategy. I'm going over things all the time. It's a lot of free content where my goal is not to just sell people. I even tell people in my videos, get help somewhere. Don't just wing it. Even if you don't join my group, join a group, join mentorship, right? But the video is, 10 minutes long of me, that particular one, I do ask people if they want to learn more to click the link in the bio to register for the webinar, but I'm not pitching or selling on that video. But most of my videos are not that way. Most of my videos are just content driven, screen sharing where I'm actually trading live and giving examples. And so, but if they want to get signals, if they want to get training, if they want to get hand holding, if they want to get on the live calls like this, then they need to register for the webinar or get more information. So obviously it does drive traffic ultimately, but my goal is to only get customers and only get members into the group through providing value. That's my belief. I've always been that way. I want to give first before I ever expect to receive anything. That's the way I do things. And so I will probably do it till the day I die, where I'll just be constantly, trying to give value, because whether you join, and I also know it just from my own personal life, that the people who I ended up wanting to work with, the people who I ended up wanting to join, they gave so much value for free prior to that I said, shit, if these guys give that much value, imagine what will happen if I join their group. I always think that way. So I'm not one of those guys that gatekeep, stuff. You can teach somebody everything that they need to know. You could teach them, and they still will want to join because they feel like they're missing out on something. So I don't hold anything back. I mean, even if I have a conversation with someone, I tell them everything. I tell how everything works, how support resumes, everything. But they're not going to remember it necessarily on the first call. So they need to get in the group in order to constantly be around this. The reason why it's effective to be in this group or to be in a mastermind is because it's the continuation and the constant reiteration and the constant reaffirmation and the repetitiveness that causes you to learn. You're not just going to learn from a video. You're not just going to learn from watching somebody's YouTube channel. You will learn a lot, but you're not going to get the hand holding and the immersive training that you need. So I realize that. And, but in total transparency, that's why I do it that way. But let's see what we got here. Thank you guys. Russell, appreciate you, buddy. Ed, thank you, Ed. I appreciate you. Yeah. Thanks, Tommy. Medina. Wow. Thank you guys. I appreciate all that. Yeah, Randy, the more successful you are, the more adoption we have towards crypto, better we do. 100%. I'm grateful for you. Thank you. That's correct. This is, and again, it's not that's another misconception that people have when they're worried about giving too much. They think that you're going to dilute something, or people are going to not need to pay you, or not need to join you, or not need to do anything. And I am of the opposite effect, that the more you give, the more you get. And not only that, but you cannot dilute. The more people that I train, the more people that I teach, the more people that join Crypto Renegades, the better it gets for all of us in this space, especially our existing members. You guys aren't getting diluted. You guys are still going to get the information, but it doesn't cause your gains to be less on your trades if more people are trading. It actually reinforces crypto in general, and it causes more people to get involved, which causes the prices to go up, the values to go up on your holdings. And not only that, but the more successful Crypto Renegades is, the more I want to get on the live calls, the more I want to spend more time with you, the more I can do that, right? Because I'm not, over here, stressing out because I'm spending way too much time teaching. No, I love teaching. But so the more people, the better for everyone involved. And just like your favorite restaurant, guys, the busier it is, the better the food is. The better the food is, the busier it gets, right? Because people want good quality. When the busier it gets, the more likely they're going to stick around, which means they're going to be there for you when you're hungry. But if they suck and you love their food, and they're not good at marketing, they're not good at getting customers, they're going to go out of business, and you're not going to be able to eat the good food there anymore. So it's just like everything. We got to kind of keep the train rolling. But again, we do that just fine with our own marketing, but it is helpful when existing members like what they've received and are willing to contribute as well. So I appreciate all of you for doing that. It says martial arts proverb: how do you make your line longer? By drawing a longer line next to it and sharing your knowledge. Yes, dang, that's a good one. I like that. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, everybody. All right, back to trading. So, but I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. If you have any questions about that, or if you don't mind being interviewed, just let me know, because I also like to see your success stories, and it'll be great to come back to later on as well. Also, just so you know, I'm going to be on a few podcasts over the next probably 30 to 60 days, and actually some of the biggest ones in the world. And I mean, big ones, guys that have millions of subscribers, millions of viewers on what is it called? I forget the name of the podcast networks, but and so those are going to be sit down style in-person interviews in their studio, and those videos are going to be uploaded to YouTube as well, which will, will obviously be seen by a lot of people that are associated with those people, not necessarily me. So, but that's going to help obviously as well. Okay, so if we look here, guys, we really there's not much going on today because it is Monday. We did bounce and we are climbing back, which is all good news. So that's happening. Hopefully, you are in that. You did go long, and Chad posted some signals. It looks like as well. Let's go back and look because I think that he went long on a couple other ones. Let me just get back over here. Yeah, he had a couple longs here on Litecoin, Jasmy, XRP, Hype. Looks like a few of them. Let's look at some other things here. So as far as liquidity pools, guys, it's obvious what's happening here. We are coming up and we will slice through all of this, probably right back up to the 116.5, 117 zone, I would imagine. And where would that bring us? That will bring us right up to the top of this flag, right on the nose. Probably going to happen somewhere in here. No doubt in my mind, that's going to happen. Let's go look at, let's just get an update here on Element token, because I know some of you are in Element and ask me about it all the time. Element is the ICO in the ICO channel that you can participate in before it starts to move. It's been a couple years since I share. It's been a couple years, to be honest with you guys. I bought nodes in that, and you can get more tokens now on DEX tools than I've even earned in 2 years buying nodes. So, but there's still a good chance for this one to get on a major exchange like Coinbase or Crypto.com. And if that happens, I mean, it could go to 5 cents, it could go to 4 cents, it could go to 20 cents. The same company that is bringing Element to the table is the same parent company that brought Gala, Stitch, so a few other ones that went through the same process and made it to Coinbase. And as you can see, this is Element right here. As you can see, since back here, which was middle of 2023. So we got pretty much 2 years that this has been going on. It was trending downward. You can see the downward trending spikes, and it finally turned a corner here, and it looks like it's starting to trend up. So, and we did have we're having higher highs now and higher lows. So that's all positive. It's all positive. I don't know where it can go. It may not ever go anywhere, but there is no guarantee on these. But I will tell you this, that that Gala did the same thing. The good friend of mine, who I'm going to have come maybe speak one time on one of these live calls about it, he's bringing some more node opportunities, which is ICO level, high quality ICOs, high quality ICOs where you have the opportunity to get in on ground floor before they go public. And then, but the reason why I've seen him go from 9 nodes he bought in Gala for $9,000. It was $1,000 per node, and Gala went to 67 cents. He made like $6 million on that from a $9,000 investment. And I've seen him do that on several other ones before I finally said, okay, let me share this node thing with my group. And this was Element. Element was the first one he gave me. Same parent company as Gala, same people behind it. They have a track record of bringing these things public. And they don't need your money. In other words, it's not the kind of ICO where you get in on pink sale and it's a pump and dump. These people, they sell nodes, and nodes are different. It's basically you minting your own coin. And like, so I bought 2 nodes for $2,500 each back in 2023, which was $5,000. And since then, I have minted about 3.5, 4 million tokens. So every day I'm minting 1,200, 1,300 tokens per node. And so those are accumulating. And so eventually, hopefully, if this goes up to the moon someday, and maybe it gets up to, I don't know, maybe it does finally get up here, all the way back up to, that's not even that high. It looks high from here, but if it gets to 0.005 cents, that's a fraction of a penny. But if it just gets to a penny, just to a penny right there, we can do the math. And that is, we're talking about by then, maybe I'll have 5 million tokens. 5 million tokens times 0.1 penny, that's 50 grand. Okay, that's 10x. But Gala, once it went on Coinbase, it shot from somewhere down here in the 0.0003 cents range up to 20 cents, 40 cents, 60, 67 cents. I think it got to at its height. And that would be a big difference. That would be 5 million tokens for me anyway, times, let's just say it did get to 67 cents. That would be $3.35 million from my $5,000 investment. So that's the kind of things that are possible in this landscape. No guarantees, but that's the risk to reward that you take when you're dealing in this space. Very similarly to IPOs in the stock market, if you have an in with a well-established company who's taken another company public and you happen to work for them and you're able to get in on an IPO, very few, you got to have like insider information. Very few people can do that. But in the ICO world, it's different. It's the wild, wild west. There are no rules. This shit happens all the time. And we're trying to bring them to you so that you guys can take advantage of this as well. And there are several other ones that are in the pipeline here that will get added to the ICO network. So I appreciate your patience there. It's not something that I just do lightly. I don't just throw things around lightly. I like to vet them and scout them and vet them and make sure that they're even worth our time first before even wasting anybody's time or money getting into these. So keep in mind that that's coming as well. And what else? Let's go back over here. Got a nice little pump happening, still pumping, coming up to that resistance at 115.8. We got some momentum in the market now. We got some buying pressure and some excitement happening. It's all good. We're back above this yellow line. That's good. So that's what's happening right now in the short term. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Cheryl, sorry I'm late. TP and SL. Are you talking about on the Bitcoin trade? Brian, I'll answer your question in a second here, but yeah, on the Bitcoin trade, I put in the signal channel the TP and SL right here. I moved my TP was 112. I mean, stop loss was 112. TP was at 123 for now. I put both for now because I will move them. But also somewhere down here, I put move your stop loss. Oh, here it is. BTC on the climb, move stop loss to break even. And then I haven't updated it since, but I would say I would just put your TP at 123 for now because that's going to be out of the way. It's not going to hit that today. Okay, you got plenty of time. Now, if you want to scalp profit on this, you can take profit when it hits the top of this flag. But why do that if it's possible to break out this time, right? So what I would do instead is you put your let me just go put a stop loss in. What did I say? 112. Let me just put it at 112. Stop loss. There it is. Let me just move it up to, I think I put it, I can't do it at break even on this one because that's that one I got in later. Let me do it on this one, which is USDT. That one I entered a little sooner. Let's go to USDT. And let me just put my stop loss then. And I know I put it on the signal channel, but I didn't enter it on my chart because I'm confident that it's gone. But so here we are. I just put it at 112, and now I'm going to move this to break even. Right into the break even zone for now. Could we come back down and retest this area? We could at 113.7, but I think once we get above the 114.8 or the 115, what did I say it was? 114.8 right there, which we just did, which we did hit as resistance and we did get above it. I think that once this breaks above this middle line, I will move my stop loss up underneath there. But right now, into break even or profit is good enough for me. If you didn't enter as early as I did and you can't, and you don't have enough room there, then just put it right under there. Just make it so your stop loss is not much of a loss.
Hey, Nico.
Pablo, as far as moving stop loss into profit, always moving stop loss into profit to break even when in profit, or do you wait for a certain percentage? The answer is yes. We wait for a certain percentage, usually at least 10 to 15% into profit. As you can see, I'm already at 25% on this one and 19% on this one. So I would say at least, I would say to be on the safe side, 15% into profit. Go ahead, Cody.
Your favorite momentum indicator for like short term, like you just mentioned a little bit earlier, you said there's momentum in the market, looks like it's going up. So what's your favorite momentum indicator to use to see that there's momentum in the market now?
Well, I said that strictly on the charts. I mean, that was based on the actual buying pressure, but my favorite is Market Cipher. If you're going to, but it's not free, guys. Market Cipher does cost money. And if you go in our group, in the Discord, into the official links channel, you will see my referral link right up here for Market Cipher. And when you go to Market Cipher, here's the pricing, the reviews, and all that stuff. But Market Cipher is pretty damn good. It is lifetime for $1,500. If you're going to be a professional trader, guys, or if you're going to take this seriously, you might as well have it. You don't need it. I'm using it to give you signals. You can make money without it. Go ahead.
Okay, so without it, then what would be the next?
What Market Cipher is using,
yeah,
I'll show you. So what Market Cipher is basically using is, this is Market Cipher down here on the bottom, Market Cipher B. And what they're using to come up with these indicators here is every other indicator that exists. So rather than trying to find a specific indicator, they bundle it. They pretty much merged it all. So you have the money flow, you have the RSI, the stochastic, and the regular RSI. You have the money flow in, the money flow out. You got probably 10 other things I can't even remember off the top of my head. You got volume, you got so many other things, divergence, bearish and bullish divergence indicators, all wrapped into one. So it's definitely worth the money. But you will get to the point where you don't need it so much, because then you kind of see it. A lot of times I will give a signal and then I will go look on Market Cipher just to see, and it will be giving the dot exactly where I said. Sometimes it's doing exactly what I thought would be happening at that moment just by looking at the chart. You get to that point where you don't necessarily rely on it anymore, but it is helpful to have. So it has nothing to do with our company or Crypto Renegades. You don't need to use my referral link. I think I don't know. I think you get a discount when you do. But other than that, it's good to have. So anything other than that, I basically you can use the MACD. So let me just get rid of that. And let me go up here and we go to the indicators and we go to MACD, moving average, convergence, divergence right here. And as you can see, we got on the MACD, you got the stochastic RSI and the money flow in and out. As you can see right here, you got money flowing in from being negative down here and green coming in. So you can see buying pressure and volume coming in right there. MACD is good to have, and it also includes the stochastic RSI. But when it comes to RSI, I generally only use the stochastic and the regular RSI on the weekly. But the problem with the weekly is that when you go to the weekly, it's not telling you what's happening right now, so to speak. Very slightly. But because if you look up here on TradingView, it'll show you how many days left. Right here it says 6 days and 7 hours, because we just got it starts on Sunday, so we got 6 days and 7 hours before this adjusts on the weekly. But the fact that we got below this yellow line, We need to get back above it. Is it possible? Yes. I mean, has it happened before we get below it and we get back above it and make a higher high? Yes. Is it possible like right here where we get below it and we come back above it? Yes, but generally speaking, it's not good when we get below it. Here we wicked below it and came back above. Usually when we get below it, it's pretty much a drop for a little while before. Like if I go pull this up and show you the actual chart at the time that happened. Whenever we get below, on the weekly only, I'm talking about the weekly. Generally, when we get below the yellow line, which is the moving average, it's a dump. We get below it, boom, it's dumpy time before we get back above it, and then we drop back below it. We get below it here. You can see we got a big pullback, boom. We got back above it here, but then we got back below it. Drop, and we dropped quite a bit. We got back way above it here. And then as soon as we got below it here, it was bad. We get below it. We did pump up, but as you can see, this pump didn't get higher than this. And then we ended up coming back down. So we got above it a little bit and then we dropped. So the problem is that we are just now going below it. When we got below it, the most recent time we got below it was here when we hit 112. I'm sorry, 108. You can see right here, we got below it a little bit and we came back up and hit and retested it. And what happened here? We got below it from 108. We got below it and we wicked all the way down to 89,000. And then we pumped up and hit 109. But we didn't even get above it when that happened. And then we dropped all the way to 74.5. And we got above it. That's when we hit 112. We bounced on it and hit 123. And then we just got below it. Now I know we're pumping right now on the price, but we're still below it. And normally that's not a good sign. So there are times when we get back above it, but like when we get below it, like right here, let's just look at this one. Right here, we got below it. And then we pumped back above and then we went up. But look how big that drop was. We got below it and then we climbed back up. That was the beginning of the bull market though. So it's hard to say. I'm not saying we're, anything. I'm not really saying anything because we just bounced on 112 and we're pumping back up. But I am saying that this is not necessarily a good thing usually when we get below this yellow line on the regular RSI, especially if we have a high, a lower high, and a lower high. That's major bearish divergence, and we break below that line. Not good. Every time we've done it, it's a big dump. And so could people be getting excited now and then all of a sudden we have a big dump? Yeah. Could be. But I think that it could just pop above. It could just pop back above that line. But here's the problem, guys. Here's another problem. Look at this closely. We have bearish divergence. And we just got below this line. Even if we pop back above it, would it be temporary? Because of this. Because so far we had a high on the price here, which was 73.8. Then we had a high here, which was 108. Then we had another high here at 112. And then 123, 112, and then 123. And every time we had a higher high on the price, we had a lower high on the RSI. And now we're coming below the moving average. And then even if we broke above it, we don't really have far to go unless it really breaks. So these are the two things that's going to happen. It's either going to be this is the time when we break bearish divergence and we're finally out of this and we finally make a higher high and we get higher than the 80 and we're finally off to the races and we shoot way up here all the way up to 150 because that can happen. And in that case, no more bearish divergence and we don't have to worry about any of this. Or it's just another failed rally and we come up and we hit that line again and we have another lower test. In other words, we don't get higher than 123. Maybe we just come up to this level right here. right here. In other words, we don't even get out of this flag. We come up to here and have another lower high, and we don't break up to 123. Or maybe we break out of the flag and we go up to, I don't know, 120, but we do not make 123. Let's just say that's another possibility. And then in that case, it would be this happening where we come up to 120, but it's still a lower high. And we go back below the RSI, and then then we do have a big pullback all the way down to, I don't know, 100K or so. We're back to this upward trending support line or lower. But I'm not really thinking that that's going to happen, guys. I'm just giving you the both options as to what can happen. The reason why, before I would be normally very sure that we're going into a bear market because of the bearish divergence, but because we've had 3 higher highs in a row and 3 lower highs in a row, then now I'm questioning. Normally it's 2 and that's it. Just like the last one, we had a higher high right here, 2021, and we had a lower high. That was 41K. We went up all the way to 64, and we went up even higher to 68. And as you can see, 41, 64, 68. Lower highs, higher highs, bearish divergence, beginning of bear market, and we crashed. But this time, 3 touch points, 3 higher highs instead of just 2. So could we have a 4th? Yes. 4th, we go all the way up to 130, 140, 150. And this one just stays lower. It's possible. If this stays lower, then that's just we're just bearish divergence just continues. That's all. Price gets higher, but the divergence continues. It cannot keep doing that forever. There's going to come a time when that's the last one, but I can't tell you when, because I normally never see it go this long. Because the last time we only had 2 touch points. And if I go all the way down to that 3rd touch point right here, that was a lower low, but it was not a higher high. This time we have higher high, higher high, higher high, and we have lower high, lower high, lower high. It's like, whoa, that's new. So when people say, oh, this time is different, that's definitely different. And because that's different, I can't with all good conscience tell you that this is the end or this is the top. There's no way for me to say that. Especially since we broke above this upward trending resistance, this top resistance line. We literally got above it. We hit it here, and we got above it, and we're holding above it right now. We're actually above it right now. So that is new as well, because, I mean, now don't get me wrong, there have been times when we wicked above it and came back, but we didn't just wick above it. We wicked above it and held a support. So far, that's this. This yellow line right here. So, whoops. We go to a little bit higher time frames. You can see it. I showed this earlier, but that's this one here, all the way back to 2021. Resistance, 2024 resistance. 108K, 109K, big drop down to retest 74K, climb all the way back up, 112K, hit it again, 112, broke through it, 123, bouncing on it right now as support. So if we fall below that, maybe that's why all those indicators were showing so bearish and negative, and because we fell below that, guys. We came back, we went above it, but we fell back below. And normally, if you go back and look throughout history, every time we've hit it, we fall big. Hit it, fall big. Hit it, fell big. Hit it, fell big. Hit it, fell big. This time we went through it and we fell big, but we bounced on top of it, which is so far positive. If it can't hold above it, then we're going to have a problem. We'll rediscuss that. But as you can see, this is the yellow line right here. Let's just readjust. We're climbing above it right now. We hit it as resistance. We went above it and we're holding as support. So if it can't get above, if it can't break this overall bull flag here, and it comes back down and falls below this trend line going back from 2021 and this yellow line here, which is the most recent upward trending support, if it falls below both of those, then we'll be shorting. It doesn't really matter to me. We'll just short it, but that will be the big indicator. Otherwise, we're long right now. Otherwise, we're hopeful that it's going to break to the upside and have another bullish pump to the upside, another parabolic move upwards. I'm thinking 128 to 130. But we do need to break out of this bull flag first.
Hey, Nico,
Yes.
that trade you got set up, what's your time frame on that?
On which one? I'm sorry.
Just because I'm asking, my question is, on Friday, there's supposed to be some big tariffs implemented on China, Turkey, and anybody buying oil from Russia that could probably shake up the market. 50% additional to what they're already paying. And that's only if Russia comes to the table with some kind of agreement for Ukraine, then they won't. But that's probably not going to happen.
I would say this month, the month of August, is a very important month. So historically, when I go back and look at August, historically, every year, every bull market, there's usually a parabolic move after August, and usually a big dump. And we just had it. We pretty much had it going into the last week of July from 123 all the way back down to 112. And now we're bouncing out. So that was kind of the dump. And going into August, September, I would say 5-6 weeks. 5-6 weeks. And if we can't break a new high, after that, and we're still at bearish divergence, I'll be concerned.
So you'll be paying attention though on Friday to see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always paying attention. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Sometimes it may not look like it. You guys might see something in the chart and be like, "Oh, how come he hasn't posted yet? What's going on? Why he must not be paying attention?" No, I'm paying attention. I just don't overreact. A lot of times I like to see things hold a support or resistance first before I put it as a signal.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you know. Keith, what are you talking about here? I spoke directly with the CEO of Wall Street Capital Firm coming out with a AI-based token in January. 2026 nodes are $4,000, but I'm offering. Yeah, you can send it to me, Keith, and I'll look at it. And then if it checks out, I'll be happy to share it. Let you share it. I like to vet everything first. That way, if it's shared in the group, it's, it doesn't. I don't want everybody just sharing things that they found, because if somebody gets hurt investing in it, they'll say, "Well, I learned it in the Discord. I learned it in the Crypto Renegades. So you guys shouldn't let that shit. You shouldn't be letting people share that if it's not vetted." I don't allow. It doesn't mean it's not good. It just means I want to look at it first and make sure that it's legit first before I let it share. So hopefully you understand. Thank you, though. Yeah, Keith. I mean, you're welcome to buy those notes. You're welcome to those nodes rather, and you're welcome to participate. You guys are welcome to participate in anything you want, anything you find out there in crypto world. But if you want me to vet it for you first before you do, I'll be happy to. I'll run it by the people that I know in that industry, in that niche, to make sure first that you're not just getting involved in some scheme or scam. Or doesn't mean it's going to be successful. Just even if it's not a scam, doesn't mean it's going to be successful. We've shared tokens in here of ICOs before that we believed in, that still didn't get off the ground because the people involved just didn't have the marketing wherewithal to get it going where they needed to. That's why now I'm not willing to share these ICOs unless the parent companies behind them are well funded and they already have a track record of success. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate that. All right, guys. It's 1:30. I'm going to wrap it up. We do have a what's today? Monday. We have an onboarding call coming up at 2 for those of you who are brand new. It does look like, I'm going to share my screen one more time here. It does look like we are in a nice little upward trend for the time being. Bitcoin is doing its thing where we should, I'm profitable. So you guys, if you took that signal, you should be. I'm sure if you took any of Chad's signals, you would be as well. We're looking at Bitcoin here. And if I go back and look at XRP or some of these other ones, they're all probably correlating nicely with Bitcoin. I mean, look at this pump on XRP. Nice. Look at that. Some of that's my drawing, but as you can see, pumping right back up. So I will keep my eye on that and let you know if I see any changes. Are there any last minute questions before I wrap it up? Anybody need me to look at anything? Bill just shared the onboarding link. For those of you who are brand new, make sure you get on that. Yep, coming on Wednesday. Wednesday is my next live call, guys. And then, yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. And thank you guys for helping me out with the YouTube stuff. We really appreciate that. And, you know, more education, more help for other people to come. Yep, go ahead if you have a question. I hear somebody talking, but I wasn't sure if it was to me. I did not give a signal for XRP, but I think Chad did, Norman. So you go on Chad's signal channel. I did not, but you know, they are correlating with Bitcoin. So just keep that in mind. Generally speaking, when I give a Bitcoin signal, you can go look at Ethereum and XRP. And if you want, place the same trades because they're correlating. Until they stop correlating, they correlate. But no, I just gave it on Bitcoin personally. All right, guys, have a great, yeah, Sunnybell said that Chad did give one on XRP. So just go look and make sure you turn signals, channels, notifications on for both my channel and Chad's channel. Chad is giving, I can't even talk. Chad is giving good signals and lots of winners over the last couple months. And he's a lot more analytical than even me, guys. He goes in deep and he's very sure of his entries. He doesn't just scalp, you know, at whim. Sometimes I'll just jump in a scalp real quick because I know I can scalp it real quick. And I don't even like to give those signals because sometimes they happen so fast that by the time I'm done typing the signal, it's too late for you guys to even get in it. So I don't like to waste your time with that stuff. But like I said on the last call, my goal, guys, is to get to the point where we're only taking, not only, I mean, we'll still be given scalp signals, don't get me wrong, but I want to focus more on the more solid trade setups that have the much bigger likelihood of doing what we want it to do. I know that most of you want that as well, especially if you got more money to risk and you know, more to lose. Obviously, you don't want to be just getting in and out of a bunch of trades every day. I get messages all the time from people who are like, man, I would like to see more signals. Well, that's not really the right way to think, because more signals doesn't mean more money. I can give you signals 20 times a day, but my percentage win rate will go down drastically because now you're just throwing darts. Now you're just guessing. But if you want real trade setups that have a likelihood of doing what we think they're going to do, you got to wait for proper trade setups. Proper trade setups take a little time sometimes, but I personally would rather trade less and make more. I don't know what you guys think, but I'd rather not be constantly chewing my nails or getting into these sketchy trades. Yes, you can get lucky and make a shit ton of money on a wild high risk trade. I've seen people make life-changing money on high risk trades, but that's where you lose the most too, when they don't work out, right? So you got to use proper risk management. Better to build slowly, grow your account slowly, nice gains, consistent wins, and then get to that point where you're risking less and making more because your account's bigger. All right. So with that being said, let me just make sure there's no last minute questions I'm missing. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. I'm going to let you go. It's 1:30. Get on onboarding if you're new. The link for that is not only shared right here in this chat, but it's also shared in the main Discord, in the main chat, and in the announcements channel. All right. And those of you who are new, welcome aboard, and we'll see you in the main chat. If you have any questions for me or want anything specific, I know, by the way, I know a lot of you texted me asking for connections with my tax planner, my tax advisor, and stuff like that. I'm putting together a link specifically from him for you. I did not forget about you. I will share that. I just want to make sure that I'm sending them where he wants me to send them, not just giving you his email or something like that, so he knows where you guys are coming from. All right. All right, guys. I will see you in the chat. Have a great rest of your day.
Sure.